What's up, guys? Mr. Dan here. Welcome back to another edition of Franchise Frenzy. This is the part 7s. Unlike the part 6s, I'm actually ahead of schedule this time. As I'm recording this, it's actually the 17th of July. So I'll be able to get a jump on next month. Um, yeah, but like last month, I actually wasn't looking forward to rewatching some of these. And as usual, there have been some pleasant surprises. And and then some other films have sort of lived down to their expectations. I really do give all these films a fair chance. I did, like, we're going to talk about Saw 7, Saw 3D. I had no idea that that was a disliked film. I just went into it blind. I had never seen it. So we'll get to that in a moment. But, you know, some of them I'd seen before, Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. I really wanted to give another shot. I didn't remember liking that one as much as some of the other installments. Uh, and then others like Annabelle Comes Home, first time watch. So let's just get into it. Um, I would have to say, you could probably take these 6 movies, and if I go back to other months, like if I did like 1 through 10, the best one of these might be number 11. I don't know. I'd have to think about it, but it was almost like there were almost like 6 movies that were tied, or maybe like 3 movies that were tied for the bottom, and 3 movies that are tied for slightly better. I'm not. I won't get into it, but yeah, hard to decide really. And there's some surprises. Anyway, enough of me blabbing. Number 6 from the bottom, and I only have 3 of these. Diary of the Dead, the Romero zombie movie. You know what? I was thinking, in some ways, part of it was almost prophetic. You know, you've got this guy making a video diary, and of course the technology's a little bit dated, but it's not so much dated, and that really doesn't matter. You know, we have things today going on where people will take out their phones and record someone getting beat up instead of helping. And so the movie, I was kind of thinking, like, what are they trying to say here, social commentary wise? I mean, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, they did such a great job in that. That's what you're known for. Day of the Dead, known for the gore. So these are fresh zombies. So not a lot of that. You do have the one acid, you know, container smashed over a zombie's head, so the slowly dissolving head, that was pretty cool. So there's some moments. There's definitely some moments in here. Overall, it just, I don't know. It was okay. It wasn't great. It felt like it could have been almost like a standard zombie movie. You had the trope of sort of, hey, let's go back to my family house, and it's like, you know, I wonder if your little brother's going to jump out and be a zombie. To be fair, that's been done a lot since this movie, but it was also done before this movie. It just didn't have that much of an impact. I didn't enjoy it as much as Land of the Dead, not even close. Land of the Dead I now consider as like almost like part of a tetralogy with the original 3. It was just okay. I don't know. Next, a really well-made movie. Boy, if I had some missteps getting my physical media purchases for Franchise Frenzy. You know, I got this Annabelle Blu-ray, and then of course I saw that this was a pretty low price, so I went ahead and got the 3-film collection. Annabelle Comes Home, a well-made film for sure. Acting wise, the set design is awesome. They're in a store. There's old school comic books, all the appliances in the house. On TV, there's actually an episode of Circle of Fear, which is an old horror anthology from the 70s. I thought that was really cool. I didn't catch it. I saw it in the credits. There's one character that, you know, the friend of the babysitter that goes and unlocks Annabelle. I thought she was just going to be like a bitchy character who is there just to serve that purpose. She was actually like a really good character. There's just something about these films, apart from the first one and La Llorona, which is a little odd. They just don't grab me. I actually probably enjoyed the first 3 quarters of it more than the final quarter or third or whatever it was, which was just, the batshit craziness with the demon and the werewolf beast of Exeter, whatever it was, the coming alive. And that, initially I was like, okay, here we go, let's get to the action. And that just seemed like it went on and on. I don't know, it just seemed like kind of perfunctory or something. It was okay. It was a well-made film, but then again, why did I like La Llorona so much? I guess it's just personal preference. Has to go somewhere. So Annabelle Comes Home, number 5. Number 4, Saw 7. I didn't hate it. I didn't know about the reputation of it until I watched it. To be honest, though, right now I'm trying to remember the events of this as to distinguish the events of this from 6. I probably remember more of 6 than this film, and I just saw it. It was okay. It was like more of the same. like the middle of the pack kind of Saw movies. 6 was so strong, I thought, but 7 was, it was okay. You know, I didn't absolutely hate it. Had some good stuff, good Saw stuff. I don't know what else to say about it. Um, yeah, was this the one with Chester Bennington? I don't. Yeah, it was, right? I think, was it? I just saw it, but yeah, it had some good stuff. So Saw 7, number uh, 4. And I could, you know, I'll rewatch it. I could. It's not like I'm never gonna watch it again. I could see rewatching it. So that says something. Now, number 3. What a surprise! Did not expect this at all. First of all, another screw up. Where is it? I can't believe I did this. You know, I wanted to have as many physical copies for Franchise Frenzy as possible. So I even showed this, and I was like, yeah, I've got Curse of the Puppet Master, last month's installment, but now I'm all set for the next two. No, no, this is like 4, 5, and 6. I've already seen these and done these. Oh, and they're not that good. Not as bad as Curse of the Puppet Master, which was a dumpster fire. So, whatever. I mean, I guess I'm still happy to have it. But Retro Puppet Master was not bad. I was surprised, and I did see some of the riff tracks, about 10 minutes of the riff tracks that they did on it, and yeah, there's some things you can make fun of. It's a Puppet Master movie. There's even a hand that comes out at one point and holds one of the puppets. It's pretty obvious, but it was cool. And did they mess around with the continuity? Yeah, probably. I don't really, I'm not really keeping track. But the ancient Egyptian stuff was pretty cool. Toulon is pretty cool. I like the way that the mummies then become almost this like steampunk Mr. Anderson from the Matrix types with bowler hats. They were some pretty good adversaries, better than those demons from 4 and 5. And what's his name from The Room was not too bad. I'd seen the riff tracks, and I see that he's doing the French accent, and I was like, but he's actually pretty good. The characters are pretty good. The female character that he's interested in is not bad. And there's puppet action. The puppets do stuff, and then you get to see like the prototype puppets where they're made out of wood. And I like the way that the puppeteer for the Cyclops himself has an eye patch. That was pretty funny. But yeah, you got to see like the origin of the puppets. And did they change some things? I think there's like a prototype 6-shooter. I don't know. Maybe they did. Who cares? It's a Puppet Master movie. But I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. That's for sure. And they get a lot of mileage out with the budget as far as the set design and all that stuff. They do a pretty good job with that. That's what when Full Moon is firing on all cylinders. That's what you get. And this was actually pretty good. Okay. Next, a film I had seen this before. I hadn't seen the one before it until Franchise Frenzy, but I did see this when it came out on video way back in the day. Number 2, Freddy's New Nightmare. I recognized that they were going in a different direction. I liked the whole demon angle. I remember kind of liking it and kind of thinking it was cool. You get to see Wes Craven and Heather Langenkamp. Since then I've had such a strong appreciation for John Saxon and everything that he's been in as I've seen more movies, and of course he's no longer with us, and great to see him again. That was probably like some of the best parts. Pretty clever overall. Some of the effects are some are good, some are like it did seem to go on a little bit at the end there. I thought Heather Langenkamp was great playing Heather Langenkamp. Great to see John Saxon again for sure. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. So Freddy's New Nightmare number 2, and I really can't believe this is number 1. This is not my favorite in the franchise. Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, I guess, is the default number 1. I mean, I would rate this probably. This could be like number 11 on some of my other rankings. Possibly, it could be down there. Yeah, I had seen this before, and didn't remember loving it, and I'm just kind of sticking to my conclusion that the series does go out on a bit of a whimper in terms of the final film, and even the climax, the way the monster meets his end here is kind of You got David Prowse again as the creature, playing a Neanderthal type creature. This looks cool, right? But the makeup in the movie, I mean, he's got these marks on his face. It looks very much like a mask. Even his body, they make him like a Neanderthal. But I think they must have had this much padding on top of his already muscular body. It was too much. Even his biceps didn't look like bicep muscles. It looked like a bunch of mush. I don't know. I didn't love it overall. It was okay. And the other thing is, you don't really see him use any brute strength. He keeps breaking glass and coming at people with glass. I thought that was weird. Cushing, despite the fact that he's wearing a wig, which is a little goofy, he's Peter Cushing. He's always good. The first time you see him with his little top hat and he comes in the room, he just takes charge. You kind of get the chills. Shane Bryant is good. Madeline Smith was good. It's a pretty well made film overall. It's just it doesn't. And, it was great to see him in the institution setting. He's got the headmaster of the institution, the director. He's blackmailing him. He just comes in and takes charge of any situation. So, if you're a fan of the franchise, it's a good one. It's not where you start. Don't start with this one, okay? But if you like the other ones, you'll probably get something out of this one. But so I guess that's my number one. I did not think this was going to be number one, but it is what it is. So there you go, guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next month for the part 8s. All right, later.